Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by
Huron Lady River Cruises in Port Huron, offering daily sightseeing trips and private cruises. Sightseers will experience the International Blue Water Bridges, Great Lakes Freighters, the Fort Gratiot Lighthouse, and more. Huron Lady River Cruises on the web at huronlady.com.
Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson and we are here. We finally made it to hunting season 2014. We're very excited to get out in the woods and bring you all sorts of brand new stories this year. And we are going to show you this week a tradition here in Michigan, down in the southeast part of Michigan, to kind of kick off hunting seasons, and that is the Woods and Water Weekend. It's a great time. You won't want to miss it. Lots of fun, new and exciting products to see at this year's show. And Jimmy and the guys have some other fun stuff for us this week too.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We do have a few more things on this week's show. And you know, this time of year, a lot of us are following our favorite college football teams. Well, maybe you knew this, maybe you did not, but a lot of our major colleges and universities also have bass fishing teams. And we're going to stop in with the Grand Valley State University bass fishing team and learn a little bit more about what that whole collegiate bass series is all about. We're also going to stop in with the DNR on this week's show and get kind of an update on the deer herd as we transition here into the deer seasons and kind of learn, you know, what happened throughout the winter, and then also get a forecast on what we can expect this year as deer hunters. And if we have some time, we're going to throw a few of your pictures on this week's show as well. So lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger, and it's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan Out of Doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. By G5 Outdoors, makers of the Quest and Prime bows. Manufactured and designed in Memphis, Michigan, G5 offers archery bows, broadheads, and accessories. On the web at g5outdoors.com. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
Just a week or so back, Jordan and myself each jumped on a bass boat in West Michigan to follow the Grand Valley State bass fishing team, something, to be honest, I didn't even know existed.
Well, it is a club sport, so anyone's allowed to join, and what we do is you can only send a couple teams per event, and we basically have a tryout, so the top 2 teams go to each event, or depending on the tournament. So what we're going to do is have a tournament, and the top 2 boats in that tournament will move on and get to fish for Grand Valley. And then there's a lot of local tournaments too, where other members that may have not made the cut can go and fish those. So everyone gets to fish.
Well, it wasn't long and the boys found some bass in a little cut off the main lake.
First fish in the morning, got him on a frog. Not a bad one. Little chunk.
Yeah.
Choke the frog. That's how you want it right there. That's when you know you're using the right bait, when they choke it like that. So in a normal, oh, get him, get him. Put him in. Woo.
Whoa.
Might be onto something here, eh?
Hey, that'll work.
Double header.
There we go.
Nice job, guys. Couple of dandies.
Yeah.
Justin went ahead and marked this fish as he would in a tournament-type situation as a cull fish, meaning if they caught some bigger ones, he would release this one in an effort to weigh the biggest 5 fish that they could catch in one of these college bass tournaments that really happen all around the country.
There's probably over 300 schools right now that have teams, and schools can have as many as 5 or 6 teams. So there's definitely a lot of schools, and each year we're getting more and more schools involved. And as far as tournaments, it's countrywide. Each tournament series, which there's 3 main college series, there's the FLW College Series, the Bassmaster College Series, and then the ACA College Series. And each college series is a little different, has a little different rules, and it just allows for a lot of learning opportunities. I'd say within the last 2 years, I've learned more than I've learned my whole life about fishing, just because we've been able to go to, lakes in Alabama, Virginia, Missouri, just all over, and it's just a great learning experience for us.
Following your favorite football team this time of year is pretty common, but I was really interested to see just how many Michigan schools had fishing teams.
Ferris State, Michigan State, Adrian College does, Western Michigan does, and there's more and more. Northern Michigan does, Lake Superior State. Pretty much anywhere you go in Michigan, there's a team or they're starting a team. Like I said, it's growing, and I know a couple of schools like Michigan State and Grand Valley, we're going to have multiple teams competing, so it's a great opportunity for everyone.
We were on a private lake today, mostly pitching into the lily pads, trying to entice some bass to take our offerings.
3-ish.
Almost
maybe.
2 3/4.
Yeah, maybe. A little skinny, but...
So if we were fishing a tournament, you guys would have your 5 now?
Yep,
Yeah.
That's our 5 bass limit right there. We're not gonna measure that one, that's for sure. But it's a nice, healthy fish.
Yeah, right now.
So if this had been an actual tournament, the guys had their 5 fish to weigh. Now they would look for bigger fish to replace the smaller ones. It was interesting to see what style of bass fishing is their favorite, since they really have to be able to do it all.
Pretty healthy fish.
And you like doing that kind of fishing, you were just saying that, right?
Oh yeah, this is my favorite type. Shallow water, pounding the bank, flipping and pitching in heavy cover. Just because it's fun to throw up in, a pile of lily pads like that, and you don't know if it's going to come out or not.
So, the only other boat on the water this midweek day was Jordan, who was fishing with Scott and Zach, 2 more GVSU bass guys.
Yeah, competitive bass fishing is just something that's unbelievable nowadays. It's grown so much. For me, in high school, I was a soccer and baseball player and heard about fishing. The bass fishing team actually at my school in Illinois, joined it, had a blast, and decided to give up all the other sports and make a team actually at our school. Made it 3 years ago. I'm currently the president and founder of it. Being able to fish all over the country is just awesome. Being able to go to some amazing fisheries like Potomac and Champlain, Pickwick, Lake of the Ozarks, all that. Just being able to travel for a sport for college is awesome. Just as fishing, you hear about all the sports traveling like baseball, basketball, and football, but you don't hear a lot about fishing. It's just a great experience. Being able to see administrators and stuff get excited about us being currently 11th in the nation is awesome. Teachers and even coaches now are wanting to buy jerseys of ours too, just to support our team. It's an unbelievable and humbling experience to see that fishing could influence a school that much.
The bite today was a little slow to start, but as always, when you're with good anglers, they seem to find what is working if given enough time, and that's what happened here today.
So we both switched to a spinnerbait. The wind's kind of picked up a little bit, which got a little chop on the water, which is prime for spinnerbaits. It helps the flash of the blades kind of go off, and we've kind of just been fishing them through the weeds and snapping them through and waiting for a fish to strike. We've gotten a lot more strikes, probably 3 times as many with these now since switching to it in the past probably 2 hours than what we did with the jigs and frogs. It's helping us. We almost have a limit now. We're up to 4 in the box. Hopefully we can get 1 more in the next few minutes.
Now, the one pretty big difference between the football team or the baseball team is that this bass fishing team is really a club, so the university does not pay for them to travel, which means the guys are always looking for sponsors to help make all of this possible.
Yeah, that's how it was this past summer. we had to pay all of our travel expenses like the gas and the lodging and food and everything like that. We're working on funding right now, where next year we might be fully funded, where it'll be way easier to get more guys in tournaments, because we have a lot of guys who want to fish tournaments, but they just can't do it because it's out of their pocket. So with this, we'll be able to get a lot more guys in the tournaments and send more teams, and it'll be a lot more fun for the club, and we'll get more exposure and just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I always played sports my whole life, and I've always been competitive, and and bass fishing lets me keep on being competition, you know, and I just love fishing too, so kind of best of both worlds.
Yes, these guys have the best of both worlds, and they probably don't even know it. They are still in college, and they get to fish a lot. Pretty good combo indeed. It was fun to spend the day with these guys and learn more about the college bass fishing world. Most of their tournaments are in the summer months, so we will check back in with them next summer and see how they match up against some of the other Michigan teams. To learn more about them, we will have their website at the end of the show. Now, one nice thing about bass fishing is that you can do it almost anywhere around the state of Michigan. And whether you're on a college team or one of the many summer bass fishing leagues all over the state, bass fishing is getting folks on the water, and that is a good thing for all of us who love Michigan's out of doors.
With the deer seasons approaching here in Michigan, one of the big questions that hunters still have is what, if any, effects did last year's winter have on the local deer herd? Well, for our next story, I was able to sit down with Brent Rudolph of the DNR to learn a little more about what hunters can expect throughout the state when hitting the woods this fall.
Certainly what's on a lot of people's minds this spring and summer is looking back to this past winter. We did have a rough winter, particularly since we had been on a fairly mild streak for years leading into this past season. A lot of people may not have noticed, but the prior winter, especially in the Upper Peninsula, was fairly harsh as well. And so in the UP, that's where we expect the biggest impacts to be seen. Winter 2 years ago came kind of late and lingered on, and that's really rough on deer. You know, they can handle pretty severe conditions in the heart of winter, but if it comes early or stays late, that's where we see the impacts accumulate. And this past winter was really tough almost throughout the whole time up there. As a result, we only have 3 deer management units in the UP that have any antlerless licenses available, so we're taking a very conservative approach on our antlerless regulations in the Upper Peninsula. And people can expect to see fewer deer than they had been, given that we were on kind of a short rebound there for a while.
It's no secret that last year's winter hit Michigan's Upper Peninsula the hardest, an area of the state that endured over 2 consecutive months with temperatures never getting above freezing. Deer are resilient, but even those lucky enough to survive last year's winter still have more obstacles to come.
The other effects you'll see, apart from whether a deer didn't survive winter, is again, it may be in poor condition otherwise than it would be. Winter's always the lean time of year, so there's a lot of adaptations deer have to make it through that time, but if it's a particularly tough year, then it's just that much more draining on them through that season. So you may see poorer body weights, you may see poorer antler development, and among does, you may see either they are not able to carry fawns to term, so if, when they were pregnant this year, they might not have carried them all the way to term. They may abandon fawns, or they may just not be able to produce milk and nurse and keep them going. So you can see those type of effects where in the coming fall you may see fewer fawns running around because any variety of those things, deer losing them in pregnancy or losing them afterwards.
The UP undoubtedly lost more deer to winter fatalities than any other region of the state. But last year's record snowfall amounts in the lower peninsula does have hunters a little worried about the upcoming seasons below the bridge. But Brent expects the deer in the lower peninsula, for the most part, to be just fine.
In the northern lower peninsula, we typically see a lot more diverse conditions. So our areas of highest snowfall are smaller, and of course with deer ability to migrate and move into wintering areas, they will escape some of those impacts in many of those locations. We still have taken a little bit conservative approach to regulations in the northern lower peninsula in most instances, but in some units we actually have a few more antlerless licenses available because we've still been seeing a general increase in many areas in that region. In southern Michigan, even under the worst conditions of winter, generally deer fare pretty well. But the one thing that we'd note, people can expect to see both in southern Michigan and really all the regions of the state, is deer at least may be in a little poorer condition than you'd expect. So if you've been working on managing habitat and doing other positive things for deer and you're wondering this fall why you're not seeing body condition and antler development like you'd expect, just bear in mind that winter continues to have a lingering effect on deer. That's the lean time of year. As they're entering into spring and summer at a lower energy balance than they ordinarily would, it's going to take a little bit more for them to recover and rebound and get back to where you might expect them to be. So you might see more spike and forkhorn deer even in southern Michigan among yearlings than you'd expect. And those older bucks might just not look as big and burly as you would expect them to be. We probably have had places where people found more than the usual number of dead deer in the spring as the snowpack was breaking up. But for the most part, those are probably animals that, in a mild year they might have made it by, but if they had an injury, either from the deer season or clipped by a car or had some other illness that in a typical year they would have made it through, this may be the year that they succumbed and didn't make it as compared to what you'd usually expect. But otherwise, we expect that we've still been seeing deer in many areas of southern Michigan making a slow rebound if they've been heavily impacted by EHD or epizootic hemorrhagic disease. We didn't have extensive outbreaks last year. We haven't had reports and really won't expect extensive reports from many locations this summer. So we should be continuing to see deer numbers do all right, even if condition may be off a little bit from what you'd expect.
All in all, it would appear that hunters throughout the state may notice a difference in the quality of deer in their area after last year's brutal winter. Above the bridge, hunting may be a little tough this year, but there will still be plenty of deer to chase. Good luck to all of the hunters hitting the woods this fall, and make sure to be safe and enjoy every minute you can here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
There are a few things every year that let us know we are getting close to hunting seasons. The days are getting shorter, the nights are getting colder, and the Woods and Water Weekend happens in Imlay City.
This year, the weather ended up being just about perfect on Saturday of Woods and Water Weekend. I hit the show entrance and caught up with one of the show's founders.
So Tom, how many years is this now for you guys?
Jenny, this is 28th year for the Woods and Water News Outdoor Weekend.
Wow, and you got a beautiful turnout again.
We got a great day today. After last night's scary storms went through, it's great to see this and the good crowds today. It's wonderful.
So what's new in there? What should we check out?
Oh, I tell you, we've got over 230 exhibitors with everything from bows to arrows to tree stands, you name it. If you're a hunter, outdoors lover, it's here at the Outdoor Weekend.
So what is it about Woods and Water Weekend? It's so popular and people love this.
I tell you, I think it's just the annual event. We've adopted the theme of celebrating our outdoor heritage, and I think it just kicks off fall. It's a great first weekend after Labor Day every year. Everybody's primed for the hunting season. Bow season's a few weeks away. The youth season's a couple weeks away. So it's just that timing, and it's great. You get weather like this, you can't go wrong.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Doing great. Having a great time here at Imlay City.
Growing business, hey?
Yeah, we're doing great.
Yeah.
Thank everybody in Michigan especially for supporting us.
One of the very unique things about the Woods and Water Show is how many new and innovative hunting products are represented here, and a great majority of them are developed and produced right here in Michigan. With over 200 booths at the show, it was impossible to stop and talk with everyone, but I did stop in to visit with some new folks and some old friends along the way.
Very excited to come and check out one of the biggest events in the area, especially for the hunting and sporting enthusiasts, which we are too. So that's why we're here to help get the word out about our 4th year for our annual buck pull that's going to be at our dealership November 15th, 16th. So some of our supporters are inside, so we're going to go see them and check out all the events.
Cool. And your buck pull is getting bigger and bigger all the time.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, we could have never hoped for it to turn out as big as it did, and it's just a great event. Just like this, all the family comes out.
Yeah.
Great time of the year. Everybody's itching to get outside and get into the woods, and yeah.
Every outdoor sport was well represented here at Woods and Water, with plenty of gear for deer hunters to check out. Next, I stopped in with Chad from Arc Outdoor Gear, based out of Mayo, Michigan.
So tell me what's going on here. What do you guys do?
Well, what we do is we've actually developed a hand saw, a limb saw, cam saw / everything, but actually it's a compact system. Blades all store in the handle. quarter turn, you can change the blade out. Pop the blade back in. This is our pruning model. We also have a unique item called our Extend-A-Limb. You can actually unthread this, thread it onto a stick like you see this model. That becomes your pull saw. We have a pruning saw, we have a fillet knife, and we have a carbide grip. They all store right down into the handle.
Oh, that's so cool. Everything a sportsman needs,
Everything,
right?
yes. And then we also have the field kit that's an accessory to that with your pelvic saw, your gut hook, and your meat bone.
Oh, what a great idea. And they all store and cap off right in there?
They all store in the handle. It's a cool product, Michigan-made product, and you know, it's a true outdoorsman's tool.
Yeah.
It's fun to see all the new gear that's out on the market today, and it's always a must to see all the new puppies in the puppy tent, too. Most every breed of sporting dog was on hand here to take home or just to cuddle with. And speaking of dogs, I checked in with trainer Jim Lucky Miller from Bad Axe.
What do you got going here? This is not the last time we hung out with you. It was just Countryside Kennels, right?
Well, we expanded. We're also offering pheasant hunts in South Dakota right now, and then we are offering walleye charters out of Saginaw Bay. We're having a great time.
Awesome. Very
having
nice.
a great
All
time.
right, we'll have to catch up with you on the water.
Yeah, definitely.
All
Let's
right.
do that.
How's it going? Yeah, this is Buck Cuffs. It's the world's easiest deer drag. So what it is it's designed to help you retrieve your deer from the woods much easier than the way you standardly do it with a piece of rope or something like that. So what we've designed is a patented wrist harness. So you put your hand through it. You grab onto the handle. You tighten the wrist harness tightly so you've created a push-pull motion on your wrist strap. You open the loop. You take your deer's hooves, or you can wrap it around the antler tines, front hooves, rear hooves. It simply draws tight. Now you've got 195 pounds of weight on this sled, and with this angle, I'm able to pull it without losing my grip.
Another great product developed from necessity. Next, I stopped in to check out the Nod Stopper, a simple device designed to keep tree stand hunters from falling forward when they doze off.
You basically just tilt your head back, you cradle your head into it, you go ahead and nod up into it. You can still look around, see what's going on. If you accidentally fell asleep, your head does not move forward. If you see live game in front of you can quickly disengage, stand up, and get the shot off.
Along with all the great gear to keep hunters safe and comfortable, there were also many archery manufacturers on hand here at Woods and Water Weekend to offer a hands-on experience for anyone looking to check out new bows and crossbows. Next, I stopped in with Lyle and Annie Bentley, inventors of the Porch ladder stand product.
It's a extension for your ladder stand. You know, folds down against the ladder. Folds down against your ladder.
Nice.
Okay, and once you're into it, so you can enter and exit. And once you get into it, you pull it up, pin it.
Another great invention made right here in Michigan. Woods and Water Weekend offers lots of different seminars and demonstrations to see, and of course, lots of food to check out along the way. Many hunters were here to stock up on wild game snacks for hunting camp at the Country Smokehouse trailer. With winter right around the corner, lots of us are thinking about ice fishing, including Andy Gorski from Frank's Great Outdoors.
So what's new and exciting to see in here?
Brand new ice auger from Strike Master, brand new electric auger, and then brand new Eskimo power auger, propane powered.
Really? Let's check that out.
Right over here.
All right.
On button. Right there. Let her rip. Just like that.
Just like that. That's slick. All right. And you got a propane
Yep.
auger.
Brand new from Eskimo. Brand new from Eskimo, new propane auger.
So what
Just,
size can you put in there? Those little green tanks?
Yep,
on
little
there?
1 pound canister goes right there, screws right on. Comes in 8 or 10 inch. Big mitt and grip handle just like always.
What's the bonus to having propane?
Just you don't have to get gas in your hands with the propane. You know, you just screw another canister on. I mean, guys are getting 50 to 70 holes out of a tank of gas.
Nice. And you've always got the gas in your shanty for the Mr. Buddy heater.
You got her.
Sweet.
You always got a little propane tank, you know?
Yeah.
Woods and Water Weekend in Imlay City is a yearly tradition, and for lots of folks, it's the official kickoff to the fall fishing and hunting seasons. It's great to see our outdoor heritage alive and well represented here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you check us out online when you get a chance. You can do it a couple of different ways. You can check us out on our website at MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com or on our Facebook page at Michigan Out of Doors TV. You can see what we're up to on a daily basis, and you can let us know what you're up to in Michigan's Out of Doors. And we have a lot of fun, exciting stuff coming up for you over the next couple of weeks.
Well, there is a lot of good stuff coming over the next few weeks here in Michigan Out of Doors. We're really starting to get into the heart of the fall hunting seasons. This past weekend was the youth deer season. We had 2 cameras out on that. We also had 2 cameras out on a bear hunt. So those will be coming over the next couple of weeks. We're going to give you the update of kind of what happened on our first 2 weeks of the early goose season. Bow season is just a couple of weeks away. The small game season is underway. What a great time of the year to be a sportsman here in the great state of Michigan. And hey, if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Rosie Brothers. Located in Dryden, Michigan, Rosie Brothers has been serving Michigan for over 40 years. Specializing in outdoor needs, Rosie Brothers features Kubota tractors and equipment for use in farm, home, or commercial needs. On the web at rosiebrosinc.com. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore with its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses. Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. By Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. Closed captioning is brought to you by Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man.